people are logging in and whatnot. Give them a chance to join in. Just so the viewers know, we're going to be getting started here in the next couple of minutes. We're just waiting for people to log in. Just so the viewers know, we're going to be getting started here in the next couple of minutes. We're just waiting for people to log in. Beth, do you have the live feed open at the same time?
Let me see. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that'll get annoying as you're presenting.
Oh, okay.
Are you able to close that other feed?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you, sorry. Okay, we're gonna get started in about a minute once we allow some time for additional attendees to log in. Welcome to this evening's webinar on Junior Jaycees and Jayteens. I am Beth Plant, one of your programming directors with the Michigan Jaycees for 2016, along with Jocelyn Mollering and Kristen Garza. We are all under Erin Poltorek, who is our programming vice president this year. So let's get started and learn more about this program. So what are the Junior Jaycees incentives? It's designed for children between the ages of 5 and 12 years old to help them build their skills as they grow and for their age. So they will complete one task for each year of their age. So for example, a 7-year-old would complete 7 tasks, and a 10-year-old would complete 10 tasks, a 12-year-old 12 tasks, and so forth. So what are some examples of tasks for the Junior Jaycees? So I've listed quite a few here. Participate in a junior chamber event, attend a chapter project committee meeting, and there's also a form for submissions we'll be going over later that has quite a few other examples, such as attending a family outing. Where did you go? They would complete that on the submissions form. Do something nice for a family member. What did they do? Another one is call or email the Michigan Jaycees programming vice president or one of us programming directors. Do a chore around the house without being asked. So those are some other examples of tasks for the Junior Jaycees. So why should they do this? Why should they try to achieve these incentives for that age group? The main thing is to let them have some fun. So a lot of Jaycees in our organization have families and they have children. So why not spend time together, do fun things, participate on a joint activity where they like to do the same area, same interest areas, and so forth. And also, too, it helps them to learn more about volunteering in the community to help others that are in need and grow as a child, and it's fun to see them grow. So that's the Junior Jaycees incentives. So now we'll move on to the Jayteens Passport to Civic Leadership Program. So that's for ages 13 to 20, and it doesn't matter if they're a member of an actual Jayteens chapter or not. They're expanding upon their leadership skills, and it prepares them to help their community, address the needs of that community, and help them eventually into preparing for the workforce. So what's different from the Junior Jaycees and the Jayteens is that in the Jayteens, they have 2 elements or components of this program, and they would complete 3 items that they haven't previously completed in a prior degree. And there's a community service hours element, so that increases for each degree. So if they're working on their first degree, they would log 1 hour. They're working on their second, they'd log 2 hours of community service, and so forth. So in this program, the Jayteens program, they would complete 1 degree and that to get a certificate. There's a total of 10 degrees they can work towards achieving. After completing all of their 10 degrees, they receive a pin, so that's exciting for them. And then they would submit, the chapter president would submit through the submission portal for recognition of that. So like the Junior Jaycees, there are many examples of the Jayteens Degrees tasks. So on here, I've listed quite a few, such as they could read a book based on leadership, learn to recite the Junior Chamber Creed, and also too, we have a form for the J-teens to complete, and it has other tasks on there, such as attend a chapter social, write an article for the chapter's newsletter. They could speak with their principal or vice principal about things their chapter can work on to improve the school and so forth. So the next step is how can these Junior Jaycees incentives and J-teens Passport to Civic Leadership Program degrees be submitted? So we have a document library on the Michigan Jaycees website. So in order to access that, you can go in two different ways. You can go to michiganjaycees.org/document_library, and then you click on the 2016 folder, or you can go to the michiganjaycees.org website, go to resources, and then you can access the document library through there as well. So once you're in there, you'll need to download some forms. So to assist you with filling out the forms and everything, I've created a guide. It's a simple one-page guide about the process for submission. So in there, along with the guide, you'll also want to download the Junior Jaycees incentives form if you want to submit for kids for that one, or you'll want to download the Jayteen Degrees, the Passport to Civic Leadership and Community Service Verification forms. And the nice thing is for the Jayteen Degrees, it's one document with both of those forms in it. We've also had those forms be fillable forms. So you can easily type that in there, save it, and then you would provide it to your chapter president for approval. The key with these forms is to please make sure that they're completed entirely. So make sure you fill out the child's name, individual's name, the chapter president, your chapter, click the appropriate boxes, check off the appropriate tasks. If a task says, let's say, read a book, make sure to include what the name of the book was and so forth. And then for the J-teens, since there are two forms, even though they're one document, please make sure to go down to the second page and complete that form as well. So once you've completed those forms and saved them, then send them to your chapter president. They will review them and submit them for approval. So in order to submit them, they would go to the michiganjaycees.org/submissions page, and then they would upload those documents. So they would save it as the chapter name _ whether it's the Junior Jaycees incentives form or the Jayteen Degrees, as a PDF. So make sure it's a PDF file. Then they'll click on the appropriate boxes on the next page. They'll upload the appropriate documents, whether it's the Junior Jaycees or the J-teens, and then they'll click Submit to submit those to us, the programming team. So the next few slides are some screenshots so you can actually see what it looks like. So here is an example of the submissions portal. So as you can see on this, this is an example from the second trimester. You would submit fill in your chapter name, your name, email, phone number, click next, and then the next screen would appear to upload your document, check a few boxes, and so forth. So this is a a snapshot of the Junior Jaycee's submission form. So here it shows you can submit your name, the Junior Jaycee name, their age, who the member is that sponsored them, the chapter president, and then click the boxes. And again, on this form, I know it's smaller to read, but for example, there's one that says attend a family outing, where did you go? So some of them request more detailed, there's a box to submit, you could fill it in and type it up on what the family outing was. Then for the Jayteen submission, here is a snapshot of those two forms that are combined into one document and what they look like. So those are what those forms are. And again, just make sure to complete the entire form for submitting it. And check the appropriate boxes. And on this one, you want to make sure that if they've completed 3 tasks for, let's say, their first degree, for their next second degree, they complete a different 3 tasks. Their third degree, they complete a different 3 tasks, and so forth. So the next thing is, when are submissions actually due? So the key with this is all of our submissions are due by 8 p.m. So allow some additional time if it's getting closer to 8 p.m. To submit that. So for example, the first trimester ends April 21st. So submissions would be due by April 29th. The second trimester ends August 26th. So submissions would be due by September 2nd. And then the third trimester ends December 31st. So those wouldn't be due actually until next year, January 6th. And again, all by 8 p.m. So how are Junior Jaycees and Jayteens recognized? They're usually recognized at our state conferences. So our next one we have coming up is in May on Mackinac Island, and so we would present those there. That is voluntary, so if the Junior Jaycees or Jayteens are unable to attend, we give the certificates to the local chapter presidents to present at their to be recognized at their general membership meeting. So that sums up the Jayteens and Junior Jaycees program. We do have another webinar coming up next week on competitions, and that is with Kristen Gartzka. So if you have any questions, I can go over those with you now.
And if anybody has any questions, they can either ask it through the Hangout app itself here, or ask a question on the event page on Facebook, and we'll see it there as well.
So if you do have, I'm not seeing any questions at the moment right now, so I'll give it some more time if people would like to submit questions. If you do have questions later on, you think of something after the webinar is over, you can email me directly at bplant@michiganjaycees.org, and I can answer Jayteen's, Junior JC's, and Passport to Leadership program questions. Erin Poltorek, our programming vice president, she can answer more specific programming questions. So I do have one question here. Can kids younger than 5 participate? So the Junior JC's program is designed for children between the ages of 5 and 12. So it would start at age 5. Are there any other questions? For those of you that would like to listen to the webinar later, we will have it available at the YouTube link that was on our Facebook event for this webinar. And if you want to listen to it later, if you want to share it with other members of your chapter, neighboring chapters and so forth that weren't able to attend this evening, maybe if you want to re-review it, there's something in there you want to look at more, that will be available. And I'm always here to answer any questions you may have on the Passport program, on the Junior JC's and Jayteen's program. And I look forward to seeing hopefully many submissions on this, and looking forward to seeing everyone at the May conference. So again, please feel free to reach out with any questions you have, and we'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.